Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, we ask one question here, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? A lot of people, young, old, they think the old music is better, but I am not so sure. And today, Chat Pile. So we've hit him up twice, but it's already been since 2022. I didn't do anything last year or this year. So it's been a while, but I still remember we did Y, and then we did Dallas Beltway, and I remember Y better because that was about homelessness. And this song, which I've checked the lyrics, they're sparse and pretty simple. This is I Am a Dog Now, as you see from the thumbnail. But I read on Genius there tonight that it's Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Social Contract. So we'll talk about that after I discuss my reaction. But yeah, I like Chat Pile. And it's done well on the channel. It's performed really well. And I thought, let's hit this up again. Yeah, I can see that I'm 2 months behind Fantano. But you know what? I'm not trying to be the quickest guy on the block. I'm just trying to do what I like as it comes. Because what happens is I don't always read about advanced singles. So, you know, I heard that this album came out and I'm like, oh yeah, people release singles a couple months earlier. So, you know, day late, dollar short, as they used to say in my generation. But let's go ahead and hit this up. Hit that like or subscribe button. It really does help. And I just did a video on Jennifer Castle and it bombed. But you guys should check that out. She's very good. Yeah, very good. I had 7 views today. It was a little depressing, but because she's very talented. Check her out. But anyway, this is a whole different genre here. Let's go. And I have a Patreon page. I'll put it in the link below too. Thanks. Cool video. So I presume that they were talking about the social contract, even though it's spelled Raygun. I presume he pronounces it Reagan, Reagan Bush. But yeah. So anyway, this is the best for me, from what I've listened to, the best version of screamo or whatever you want to call it, which is a little outside my wheelhouse, but this is the best of that music, and I do like it. So why do I read the lyrics in advance? Well, there's no way I could have understood what he was singing about without checking the lyrics in advance. Sorry, I couldn't make out the words. But yeah, so I was really focusing more on the music and the emotion. And yeah, those drums, so supple, the whole rhythm section, but just all the syncopation and the starting and stopping. And now it opens with that. It's hard for me to know if that was a choral effect or a keyboard. It sounded like layered vocals, and then in came the music. So it was a nice way to just sort, it was building in pitch and volume at the same time, and you said, okay, it's coming, boom, and then it hits. So I like that. I like that intro a lot. And I don't usually review the video, but I just love this this church and the guy screaming from the pulpit with the knife and little drops of blood and people reacting, and then the sort of television back in the days of antennas, when you used to have a little thing called vertical hold, where you try to get the picture to stay still. So this was a throwback to that. But this social contract, and then we'll talk about the music again. So I know I like philosophy, and I had the social contract is when there was a king or a queen, and it was kind of that deal of okay, I will provide safety for you and enforce the law, and will put people to death who don't obey the law in exchange for your service and that kind of thing. And if we go to war, I need soldiers and that kind of thing. But then Rousseau came along, and he had a little bit different view of it. And by the way, I've only been to Europe once, but I went to Jean-Jacques Rousseau's museum, his home in Geneva, Switzerland. It was really cool. So I spent a couple hours there walking around. So I feel like I know, just a little bit, but he was trying to do this social contract where people are more empowered. So I can see where Chatpile would buy into that, though I don't get a direct. If he hadn't have said that, I would have never figured it out. But now with Reagan Bush saying that, Reagan Bush, is that his name? It just occurred to me, Reagan Bush. Yeah. Is that why you picked that pseudonym, that moniker? Interesting, huh? Yeah, I never thought of that before until just this moment when I said it out loud. But yeah, they've already done these songs about all the social problems such as homelessness, and now they got this one too, I Am Dog Now. So Rousseau was really concerned about inequality of wealth, especially. And see, I read Wikipedia tonight, so now I'm an expert, right? Yeah, now I'm an expert, instant expert. Just add one spoonful of Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm still trying to, if I'm hesitating, I'm still trying to lock this together. So I think if you're on the unequal end, which again dovetails with that song Why about homelessness. If there's this wealth inequality and you're on the short end of the stick, I am a dog now. So I think that's where he's coming from. You guys can tell me if you have a different interpretation of the lyrics, but yeah, there's a lot of rage at the rich here, that sort of eat the rich mentality or philosophy or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's interesting. But my favorite thing I think about this, I think my favorite thing about the song was just the drums, because they were simple and yet not simple. Changing up the rhythm to keep the song interesting, really cool. And then that guitar came in, and that was really cool. But it was recorded kind of interestingly. It was a little tucked back in the mix to keep the focus on the rhythm section. So that was interesting, and it was a little bit thin for what I'm used to, which I liked. I mean, I liked that a lot, but usually you're thinking of fuzzed out guitars. They didn't do that here. It was a much more linear, thin sound. That's my terminology. So I've talked long enough. You guys turned me on to Chatpile a long time ago. It was a community poll winner, and I'm glad I hit this up. What's my rating? Like I say, it's a little out of my wheelhouse. So normally it would be some kind of, for the kind of music that I choose to listen to most of the time, this would be B or B plus, but for this kind of music, it's an A. I really like it. When I'm in the mood for this is what I want. So this is the best I've heard in this particular genre, and I can understand why they're being lauded. So with that, I'll get off here, and as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.